and today we will discuss about files in which input output file operation on data files. This is the part 1 section, and the remaining part section we will see that fread, fwrite, ftal and all the function that is used for the reading and writing operations. In this section we will discuss about the character input output operations, string input output operations, integer input output operations and formatted input output operations. We will cover the fgetc and fputs for the character input output, fgets and put for the string input output, getw, putw for the integer input output, and the last one is the fscanf, fprintf for the formatted input output. So the first one is the fputs, file put character. What is the means of this particular function is that, and the working is that, the use of this function to write a character one by one into the specific file, which is pointed by the file pointer. Incrementation will automatically done once you have write a character, then increment automatically point out to the next location. On success, it returns the integer representation the character written, and on errors it returns end of file. The declaration is that int fputs int c file pointer fptr. Why it is the int c? The value will go into the ASCII format. Okay, now see here I have a file pointer. In this example I have a file pointer fptr. I have a character int ch. If fptr equal to fopen myfile.txt and the mode is the write mode. If this file is already created, then okay, otherwise this function fopen will point out to the null, and fptr equal to null, and null equal to null, and the file does not exist. If the file is exist, then fptr will get the address of this file, and now it will go into the else part. Into the else part you will get the enter text. Here while loop ch equal to get chr. What is the property of get chr? The property of get chr, it will get a one character at one time, and if you want to exit this operation, then you can press Ctrl Z in DOS operation or Ctrl D in Unix to stop the reading characters. So here we have write the data character by character, so we will use the getchar for operation, and the looping will be done in the multiple time. If you are enter Ctrl Z, then this looping will be break. Here suppose you have entered a, then ch, here a, this character will go to the fptr. Fptr is pointed to myfile.txt, and the all character which you have entered by the keyboard, which is written into the one by one in this file with the use of fputs function, and at last we will close this. Now see example here, enter text, the wood is lovely dark and deep, and this is the Ctrl Z, and the all you have entered, that is the written into the file. But this operation is performed by the one by one, like first time written T, then H, then E, then space V, W, O, O, D, like that. So this is the property of the fputs. Now the next one is the fgetc. Like fputs, you are writing the data into the file, but with the use of fgetc you can get the data from the file and you can show into the console. See, This function reads a single character at a time, and pointer will increment automatically for the next character reading. If the success and the return character, okay, as a hint without an extension sign or end of the file, it will generate an error. Now fopen file.text, which mode? In the reading mode. If the file is exists, then it will not return any null operation. Now if the file is exists, then it will go to the else part. Here ch equal to fgetc and the p. In the starting, the pointer will point out to the t, and the first time the pointer will get the value of the t, then automatically increment into for the next character fetching, then next character fetching, then next character fetching up to end of file. This is the operation of the fgetc, and it is print one by one all the character into the console. So this is the property of and functionality of the fgetc. Now the next one is the putw and getw. Putw and getw are truly associated for the integer type of operation. This is the integer input output operation. So with the use of the putw, the value performed for the integer returning. Getw, it will get the value for integer operation. This function writes an integer value to the pointed by the fptr. Whatever the file which is pointed by the fptr, all the integer value will be written into the file. And similarly, getw will get all the file which is pointed by the fptr for integer value operation only. It returns the next integer from the input file on success or end of file or the error or end of file. Now see the example for that. Here I have created fopen num.dat. If I am using the dat, that we will creating the binary format operation. Here file pointer fptr int value for value 1 to 30, value plus plus plus. I am writing the value 1 to 30 with the use of putw into the file which is pointed by the fptr. So in the first time the value 1 will be write into the num.dat, then pointer will automatically incremented and the second value will be add, then third, then fourth, then fifth up to end of file. Then fclose fptr. At last fptr equal to fopen num.dat. In which format? Read binary format, and value equal to getw fptr. So initially when you are opening the file into the read binary operation, then fptr will point out to the first byte and it will fetch the value 1, then it will fetch the value 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6 up to end of file, and this value will printed into the console operation like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 30. But the major important point here is that the 26. 26 is basically the pointing operation for end of file. So if we are going to create a file in the text format, txt format, then the file will be ended here up to 25. See, if getw is used with the text file, then it will be stop reading if the integer 26 is present in the file, because file end of file is denoted by the ASCII 26. See, in this example I have taken num.text. So what happened? The file is read up to 25 because 26 is the ASCII value of the end of file. So if you want to perform such type of operation, then you will have to create a binary file, not the text file. Okay. Now the next is the fputs and fgets. These two functions are truly associated for the string type of operation input and outputs. Fputs, with the use of fputs, we can write the string into the file. With the use of fgets, we can get the data, we can get the string information from file to console. So here, with the use of fputs, this function writes the null terminated string pointed by the str to a file. The null character that marks the end of the string is not written into the file. On success, it returns the last character written, or error, it returns the end of file. So in this example here, we have created an array for 80 length. We have opened a file into the write mode. To stop entering, press Ctrl D in the Unix, Ctrl Z for the DOS. So gets then str. I have entered the string. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, today is a gift. That's why it is called the present. And at last I have entered the Ctrl Z. Once we have entered, then one by one the first time all the string, whatever you have to enter, all the string will be, whatever you have to write, that is the write into the file fptr. Fptr will point out test.txt, so all the data will be write into the test.txt, and at last we will close this file. So what is the difference between fputc and fputs? With the use of fputc, we can write data one by one character. But if I want to perform the fputs, then we can enter all the string into the file like that. This is the string which is entered into the file. Now the fgets. What is the means of fgets? To get the data from the file and show into your console. This function is used to read character from the file, and these characters are stored into the string pointed by the str. It reads most n-1 character from the file, where n is the second argument of the fptr, like that. Now we will understand about the program. fptr, we have created an array for the string operation. We have opened a file text.txt for reading mode. Now here the important section is that fgets, this is the str, now 80 character, and fptr from the file which is pointed by the fptr, that will be fetch 80 character, and these 80 character will store into str, and this str will be show into the console on the first time. In the next loop, again the 80 character will be fetched from the file and it will store into str, and this str will show into the file when the value will not get up to null. And at last closed fptr. This is the fgets operation. Another important section for this, fprintf and fscanf. This is called the formatted input output. Fprinted file print format, fscanf file scanf. So with the use of fprintf, we can write the data into the file, and with the use of fscanf, we can get the data from the file and it is shown into the console operation. So for this purpose, we have a fprintf function. In this, you have a file pointer, characters, format, and another arguments. Now see, we can understand easily by the example. In this example, here we have a structure, and in this structure we have a character and float. If I am saying the character is contain 1 byte, then is the 20 bytes, and float will contain the 4 bytes. So 20 plus 4, 24 bytes. So one time whenever you have to perform the operation for writing, the space will contain by the 24 bytes by the compiler, and if you want to return the data into the file, then the 24 bytes will be occupied. So now here file pointer fp int I comma n, fp equal to fopen. Again I am going to open the file student.dat, and in the mode is the w. Printf, enter the number of records, how many records you want to add. Scanf, %d, like I just want to enter the 2 records, then like enter the number of record, I have 2. So enter the name and marks, the pain 63, 67, enter the name and marks, it is 78. So the loop will be run into the 2 times. In the first time, enter the name and marks, stu.name is the Dipendra, at that stu.marks the 67, and the record, this record will be stored into the file. With the use of fp is pointed to the student.dat file, %s, this is a format in which format you want to add. Here the %s is this one, %f this one, and the data of the stu.name and stu.marks will be stored into the student.dat file. Similarly, again the loop will be running. Again you want the data, Hridesh 78, and this Hridesh 78 will be added into the file with the use of the fp pointer. And if I want to fetch the data, then we will use the fscanf. Fscanf function is just like a scanf function, but the basic difference is that scanf function is there, it reads data from the file instead of standard input. Fscanf is read data from the file and it is show into the your console, while the scanf will get the data from the keyboard and show in front of you. So what is the basic rule here? This is the example. fp is equal to fopen student.txt in the read mode, name \t marks whatever you want. I just want to enter the Dipendra and 67, Hridesh and 78 here. So fscanf fp, in which format you want to get the data, %s and %f. Here I have fetched the data. fp will point out that, in the initial point out that, and for the first time it will contain the 24 bytes, and these 24 bytes will be occupied with the use of the stu name and stu marks. This is fscanf will fetch the data from the file, and stu name and stu marks will get the data. Then it will be print. In the second time, again the value will fetch Hridesh and 78, and these values stored into stu name and stu marks, and it is printed by the printf function. So this is the basically fprintf and fscanf functionality for the programming section in the file operations. Okay, again these are the references, and thank you very much to listen me. Thank you very much.